On the night of December 4, 1982, a tragic incident occurred in San Jose, Romblon. What began as a simple evening ended with a man's life taken in a rice field. The victim was Ronnie Elisa, a resident of the town. The accused were powerful individuals, a mayor and several police officers. What truly happened that night? Was it a legitimate police encounter or an abuse of authority?
All rise. The regional trial court is now in session. Presumed over by the honorable judges, Judge Latiba and Judge Reyes.
Be seated. Clerk, call the case.
Criminal case number 117970, People of the Philippines versus Vincent Kawali, Edward Tumbagahan, May Del Santos, Veron Canillo, and Salvador Fontimillas. Charged murder.
Are the accused present in court?
Yes, Your Honor. All accused are present and represented by counsel. Appearances.
For the people of the Philippines, Your Honors, Attorney Angel Mortal. Assisting for the prosecution, Your Honor.
For the accused, Your Honors.
Co-counsel for the accused, Your Honor.
Vincent Kawali, Mayor accused, Your Honors.
Edward Tumbagahan, accused, Your Honor.
Police Officer May de los Santos, accused.
Police Officer Veron Canillo, accused.
Police Officer Salvador Fontamillas, accused, Your Honor.
Interpreter, read information. That on or about December 4, 1982, in San Jose, Romblon, the accused conspiring and confederating together with treachery, evident premeditation, and abuse of severe strength, he willfully and unlawfully killed Ronnie Elisan by shooting him, causing his death, thereby committing murder under Article 248 of the Revised Penal Code. Mayor Kawali, how do you plead?
Not guilty, Your Honors.
Tumbagahan. Not guilty, Your Honor. De los Santos.
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Carrillo,
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Fontamillas, not guilty, Your Honor.
Very well. The court shall now proceed with the presentation of the evidence.
May we call on Hugh Palando, stand as a witness. Please raise your hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth before this court.
I swear by Babang
Mr. Palacio, where were you on the evening on December 4, 1982?
I was near the CNJ Kitchen at San Jose Poblacion.
At around what time was that?
It's around 8 to 8:30 in the evening.
Did you see Ronnie Elisan and Vicente Elisan that night?
Yes, they are near the kitchen.
Did you notice anyone outside?
Yes. I see Mayor Kawalo and a policeman.
What were they doing?
They were standing outside watching the brothers.
Objection, Your Honor. Watching is vague.
Please explain what you mean.
They were not walking or passing by. They were just standing and looking toward them.
Did you later see anything else?
No, ma'am. Yes, I saw Ethan brothers leaving, and soon after, the accused chased them.
Mr. Palacio, you did not follow the group into the rice field, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you did not personally witness the shooting.
Yes, sir.
You cannot say what Ronnie Elisan was doing at the moment he was shot?
No, sir.
Mr. Palacio, even if you did not see the shooting, are you certain that you saw the accused chase the brothers?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you are sure of the identities of those chasing them?
Yes, I recognize the mayor and the policeman.
The prosecution calls for Mr. Luz Bates. Please raise your hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth before this court? Mr. Luz, what is your relation to the Kitchener?
This is my brother and my mom.
Did you see Ronnie and Santa Elisa that night?
Yes, we were looking for.
What did you observe outside before they left?
I saw Mayor Vlad allowing and so Mayor Kawali and the policeman standing outside about bringing us home.
And what was your reaction?
I was doing the same thing also outside because I felt something bad will happen.
Objection, Your Honor. This is speculative.
Overruled. He is testifying to his perception.
Did the accused appear to be an ordinary patrol?
No, we were just standing outside looking at the bodies.
Mr. Venus, it was a nightmare, correct?
Yes.
So lighting was poor.
We have touched that.
You did not hear anyone say they would kill Ronnie Elisan, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you cannot testify as to intent.
Objection. Calls for legal conclusion.
Sustained.
Mr. Venus, why did you feel to warn them?
Because of all the appeal for what you make, you won't take the body.
You recall on Juzgado Venus? Please raise your hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth before the court. Mr. Venus, did you accompany the Rizal brother the day they left the kitchen?
Yes.
What happened when you stepped outside?
We were suddenly flashlighted with the accused.
How did you react?
We were scared and I ran.
Before you run, did you see Ronnie Lisan holding any firearms?
No.
You ran away immediately,
Yes.
so you did not see the actual shooting.
No, sir.
You cannot say whether Ronnie Elisan fired first.
No, sir.
But you are certain that when you were with him, he had no gun?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Vicente, where were you when the accused flashlight at you and your brother?
We were going home for the road.
What happened next?
They chased us. Mahilon and Tornillas blocked us on the Hilda's gate.
What did your brother do?
He ran out to the rice field.
And you?
I ran out of the bushes and hid in coconut tree.
And from there, what did you see?
I see one friend and they rose the lilies and then they raised both hands.
What happened after that?
He shoot. They shoot Ronnie several times.
So, you were hiding in a crate?
Yes.
It was dark.
Yes.
So you were about 20 meters away,
Yes.
and your view is dependent on flashlight.
Yes.
You want the accused convicted because Ronnie was your brother?
I was telling the truth. I want justice.
Vicente, after Ronnie fell, did you hear anything from the accused?
Yes, Mayor White said, you left him and he is already dead.
Doctor, did you examine the body of Ronnie Luzan?
Yes, Your Honor.
What was the cause of the death?
Severe hemorrhage with multiple gunshot wounds.
How many gunshot wounds did you observe?
Several gunshot wounds.
Doctor, you were not present at the crime scene,
No.
so you cannot say who fired first.
No.
You cannot testify as to intent.
No.
Doctor, are multiple gunshot wounds consistent with excessive force?
Yes.
Your Honors, the prosecution formally offers the following: the medical report, the ballistic report, photographs of the crime scene, recovered shells from the rice field, and firearms recovered and identified.
No objection to marking subject to.
All indictments are admitted.
Exhibits are marked and admitted, Your Honors.
Mayor, where were you prior to the incident?
So, I arrived from Manila that afternoon. Later, I joined the policeman from the patrol and encountered the victim who was allegedly drunk and armed. So, we tried to pacify the situation.
So, Mayor Kawali, what's your intention that evening?
Our intention was for peace and order.
Do you intend to kill Ronnie Lisan?
No, Your Honor.
You were present throughout the chase and shooting.
Yes. Your Honor.
You were armed with 45 caliber.
Yes.
Did you order your men to stop firing?
No. Your Honor.
Such arrival from Manila does not erase liability. He was present, armed, and did not stop the shooting, showing participation and conspiracy.
Officer Kamulakan, what happened?
The victim was intoxicated, brandishing a .38 and threatened to kill someone.
he fired first, and we pursued and shoot him during a shootout.
Was the firearm recovered from the victim?
No,
So there is no physical gun to support the case he fired first.
none was recovered.
Self-defense was people then. No gun recovered. Yet the victim was justified as dealing with race and self-defense phase.
Officer De Los Santos, why were you there?
I was on patrol. They abandoned the interval. I fired during the exchange.
So you admit you fired your weapon?
Yes.
Admitting she fired places the group act, conspiracy does not require personal motive, only participation.
Officer Carrillo, what was your role?
I was on patrol. I was positioning myself as procedure.
You were at the gate area. First gate was blocked.
Yes.
Blocking gate can be gained pursuit so shows or coordinated action evidence of conspiracy.
Officer Polmanillas, what can you say about surrender?
I did not see surrender. You were responding to the issue.
But multiple witnesses testified the victim was dealing with ready snacks. And you deny that?
Yes.
Denial cannot be consistent eyewitness testimony plus medical evidence of multiple gunshot wounds. Your Honor, the evidence shows that the victim was already surrendered when he was shot. He was surrounded by several armed individuals. This act clearly shows treachery and abuse of superior strength under the Article 248. Therefore, the prosecution respectfully asks the court to find the accused guilty of murder. Self-defense phase 1 unlawful aggression was stopped. No firearm was recovered from the victim. The defense did not prove lawful justification.
Your Honors, it was nighttime and we are late. The officer were acting on duty. Reasonable doubt exists as to how the shooting began.
We maintain there was an exchange of gunfire and no deliberate intent to murder. We respectfully ask the court to acquit the accused.
Self-defense must be proven by the accused. Their claim lacks support and is contradicted by credible testimony.
The prosecution evidence is consistent, kneeling, raised hands, multiple shots. The defense is clearly denial and uncovering the shootout claims.
This court is now ready to promulgate its decision in the case of the people of the Philippines versus Mayor Vincent Kawali and his co-accused for the crime of murder. During the trial, prosecution presented eyewitness testimony and medical evidence, showing that the victim was chased by the accused and eventually shot multiple times. Witnesses testified that the victim ran toward a rice field, fell to the ground, and later knelt for raising his hands. Despite his act of surrender, the accused approached him and fired several gunshots. The court also considered the testimony of victim's brother, who witnessed the events from a nearby location. This testimony was clear, direct, and consistent with the statements of other witnesses. The medical examiner confirmed that the victim sustained multiple gunshot wounds which caused several hemorrhage that ultimately led to his death. The medical evidence strongly supports the testimony that the victim was shot several times. The number and nature of the wounds further demonstrates the excessive use of force by the accused.
On the other hand, the defense claimed that the victim was intoxicated and armed with a revolver, and the accused were merely performing their duties as law enforcement officers. The defense further argued that the victim fired first, prompting the police officers to return fire in self-defense.
However, the court finds this claim unconvincing. Under the law, the burden of proving self-defense lies with the accused. In order to successfully invoke self-defense, 3 elements must be present. The first one is the unlawful aggression on the part of the victim and the reasonable necessity of the means employed to prevent or repel the aggression. And the third one is the lack of sufficient provocation on the part of the accused. After evaluating the evidence, the court finds that these elements were not sufficiently established. So the court further finds that the killing was attended by treachery. Treachery is present when the offender employs means or methods that ensure the execution of the crime without risk of themselves and without giving the victim an opportunity to defend himself. In this case, the victim was already in a vulnerable position, kneeling and raising his hands when he was shot. At that moment, he was no longer in a position to defend himself. The court also finds that the accused acted in conspiracy. The evidence shows that they acted together in pursuing and surrounding the victim and ultimately in shooting him. When individuals act in conspiracy, the act of one becomes the act of all. Considering all the evidence presented both by the prosecution and the defense, this court concludes that the prosecution has successfully established the guilt of the accused beyond reasonable doubt.
Wherefore, in view of the foregoing, the court hereby finds the accused Mayor Vincent Kowalik, together with the co-accused, guilty beyond reasonable doubt of the crime of murder. The defense of self-defense cannot be sustained due to lack of convincing evidence. The killing of Ronnie Ilisan was attended by treachery and committed through the concerted actions of the accused. Accordingly, the court sentences the accused suffer the penalty of reclusion perpetua as provided under the revised penal code.
This court is now adjourned.
All rise.